This game is very hard. Oh my god, there. Look, it has Dark Souls elements. Oh god, this guy does lots of damage if you're not careful. Do you like Escape from Tarkov? Do you like Dungeons and Dragons? Do you like kicking players and skeletons' asses at the same time? Well, let me introduce you to Dark and Darker and Darkest. My demons. Anyway, I'm sure you've seen your favorite Twitch streamers stream this game and having a blast. So there's people. Oh, damn! How'd you do that when I cut?
How can you snap? How can you snap?
Oh, okay. I'm drinking a potion, otherwise I'm going to die.
It's wizard
How come you didn't get impaled? How come you didn't get impaled? Oh. Aren't you getting impaled? Okay. Okay. Oh. In a nutshell, Dark and Darker is an extraction type game. Think Tarkov or DMZ in COD and many others. There is a ring that closes in like a battle royale, and your goal is to get loot and get out or extract. But the loot will be gone forever if you die or are unable to escape. And here's the cherry on top. Any gear that you bring into the dungeon, whether previously extracted or purchased items, will also go bye-bye if you die in the dungeon. Yeah, it's infuriating. But I really must say, this game is very addicting. Load times are minimal, the map isn't that big like battle royales, and the PvE combat is simple yet complex. The combat style should remind you of classic 3D RPGs, and it's bonk bonk away. However, you must be careful about your movement. Enemies hit hard, and the game is very particular about hitboxes. You will need to learn the reach and attack patterns of different weapons to hit and dodge incoming attack. Trust me, an hour after some bonking and you'll learn it pretty fast. It's not too complex to get into, but it is hard to master. Oh my god. Please, please, please don't tell me. Please, please don't die. Please don't die like the second I spawn. Come on. Damn. Okay, okay. Okay, thank god I got it. Some HP back up and you can learn various tricks to help you along the way. When you log on the first time, you will have a choice between 6 classic RPG archetypes. There's your usual Jack of Knight, Jack of all trades knight, called the fighter. Then your two-handed warrior, your long nose ranger, your shanky rogue, your Gandalf wizard, and finally your kiddie diddling clerk. All of these classes have their merits and demerits. Be wary though, even the game taunts you that 90% of the players die to their first enemy. So I'd recommend you choose the fighter class because it has good defense and good offense. Plus you won't have to do resource management like with wizards or ranger classes. So what is the core gameplay loop? Well, basically it's a dungeon crawler where you use your fantastical equipment and skills to kill dangerous enemies in the dungeon and loot everything. Like classic RPGs, you can loot the corpses you kill, but there's various chests across the dungeon rooms where you can get some rad loot. There's various levels of the chests obviously, but the lock chests, which you can only access with the lockpick or rogue class, are the best loot. Of course, you will find the best or worst loot on other players. They can be very loaded, which makes them very hard to kill, but have the best reward. You can also befriend or surrender to people. Very, very, very much not recommended, because I can't guarantee the outcome of that. Oh, I almost fell down that. That is sneaky.
Surprise, motherfucker.
Oh my god! Bro, this game, I swear to god. Who needs 5 nights of...
Kill him now.
Do it. Oh, please, please. Oh my god, it's a whole group of 3, bro. I'm out of... Oh, I'm dead. Someone coming from here. Okay. Why did I say it? Please, 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 man. Please. I don't... Oh, maybe he won't kill me. What the? There's some alien communication happening. Pro tip, there's also loots hidden with pots, boxes, and urns. Long live Zelda! And breaking all the pots that are within our reach. This loot is mostly useless, but you can sometimes get very good stuff if you are coming in empty-handed, like extra layers of armor, better weapons, and some potions. For me, these are also good for when I want to make a quick buck without heavy effort. So what I simply do is go in there without any loadouts, break these urns, and get access to easy chests, then hide within the center of the map and wait for extraction. At least for me, it was a good way to get the ball rolling, so I could buy at least a good sword. I'm so scared he's gonna get me.
Long live the king.
Oh, the skeleton killed the flying skeleton head thingy. Oh god, I'm so dead. Speaking of extraction, how do you do it? To be honest, this was very confusing for me as the game doesn't tell you much, so I had to figure it out the hard way. But basically, after a certain amount of time has passed, there will be tombstones that sprout randomly from the ground. Blue tombstones summon an extraction portal. Red tombstones take you to a harder level area of the dungeon, if you are partied up and ready for that. Speaking of party, again, this game even tells you, having a party is very beneficial. The classes synergize really well. You'll have short range combatants and long range combatants and utility teammates, and just the basic fact that 4 is better than 1. You'll have more survival chances. So, duh. But I don't have any friends, so I just play it all by myself. If anyone wants to play with me next playtest, hit me up in the comment. Well, after you finally made it out of the dungeon and extracted successfully, congratulations by the way, what do? Well, let me quickly take you through the menu of the game. First will obviously be the tavern. This is where you're just sitting around drinking some ale. If you have some teammates, they'll be sitting around next to you, all of you drinking ale, you goddamn alcoholics. Then you move on to the leaderboard, which is useless because you're not going to be good enough to ever be on that leaderboard. Then you move on to your character page. Now, just be aware that this is an early access game. I mean, this is literally called a playtest. So things aren't all there, you know what I mean? The perk screen is coming soon, which I'm excited about. But other thing that is already here is your skills screen. Now, skills have 2 categories, active and passive. You can only have 2 active perks, and these perks are obviously dependent upon the class you choose. However, you'll have 2 passive perks from the start. As you level up all the way to level 15, you'll gain access to an additional 2 passive skill slots, which will total up to 4 passive skills that you can equip on your character. Now, the skills are very RPG like. There are lots of percentages, etc, etc, and they are all dependent upon the class you choose. So for the warrior, for example, it has lots of shield passive perks, it has combo perks, and in its active perks it has healing perks, it has sprinting perks. So you'll have to mix and match and explore on your own for that. This is post Fireboy who's editing and just saw that the stash section is entirely missing from the script for some reason. So I'm just going to go over it quickly right now. So this is your stash screen, and here you store all the loot that you come across your dungeon diving, as well as if you buy anything, you can store them here and equip any item in your loadout in the next run you want. So yeah, that's the stash screen. Resume the rest of the video. The next tab will be your merchants tab. This is where you sell all your different loot that you have extracted and you don't want to keep. This tab is a bit quirky, which you may or may not like, but I do. And that is that you need to sell equipment to the specific merchant that deals with that equipment. So the weaponsmith will only buy weapons, the armor smith will only buy armor, and you get the gist of it. It's a bit annoying, but I like it because of the immersion. The next 3 tabs are not really my thing. I mean, you can explore it if you want. It's the trading tab, where you trade with actual players, and why lie to ourselves? We are all gonna get scammed like the RuneScape days. Then there's the customization and store page, which is, I mean, if you want to support the developers, go ahead. I really don't care about customization in games, so I don't really care. But yeah, I'd like to say I came into this game with very low expectations. Specifically because I hate hardcore extraction or battle royale games. I mean, they really annoy me because for 30 minutes or an hour, you spend your whole time looting, and then when you get an encounter for the first time of your life, you get killed instantly, and all of that 30 minutes or an hour's work you did was useless. And I don't like it. It's too much for me. But don't think this game is like that. This game is very fast paced. Like I mentioned, the load times, you'll quickly load into a match. There's no dropping on down from a plane and setting up or anything. You'll have some equipment, you'll have your starting loadout that will always be there no matter how many times you die. The map is really small, so the encounters that you will happen very fast. Enemies spawn in literally the next room of the dungeon where you spawn from, so you're gonna start fighting, and the combat is really fun and you can spend time learning it. So don't think of this game as an extraction like in the traditional sense, but think of this more as a dungeon crawler, if you get my drift. The second complaint I had coming to this game was that it looked a bit dreary. But to be honest, when you start playing this game, that look actually grows on you. I mean, I thought it looked like Morrowind or Oblivion at the start when I was watching some Twitch streams, but when I started playing it, I don't know, man, it just grows on you, not all games have to be AAA quality, amazing looking games that you just orgasm as soon as you experience them. They can look clunky. This is personality, at least for me it's personality. And the sound design of this game is also really nice and immersive, as well as the music. So yeah, those are my finishing thoughts. I really hope you give this game a try the next time the technical test is out. This is obviously in early access, not the early access we see from AAA games that have betas and technical tests, but all they really are just a marketing demos to create hype for the game. This game is actually being created by indie devs, and they need our feedback and they need playtests to see what works and what doesn't. They even refreshed the spell system because they're tinkering with it currently. So yeah,